So it's day 4 of the Sharp project, and I've had loads of things on today. Loads of things. So I've done the Sharp project, and today Sharp Futures, and today it was about your character, personal branding and stuff like that, and telling your story. And it was really, really good. It was really insightful. I'm really enjoying the sessions. I've had and then I had college. I had college on, uni with the growth company today as well. And I got into trouble because the session finished. One part of the session finished, and then I jumped off there and jumped on to the business course where I was 45 minutes late. And then, so I was 45 minutes late. And anyway, I came just at the right time, but I should have been back. So I got there at 11:15. It's on Zoom, so it's not too bad. Got there at 11:15. And then, what's the word called now? So I got there at 11:15. And I should have been back on the Sharp Futures at 11:45. Anyway, I didn't make it because there was something, I got caught up with the business stuff. Business degree. Anyway, I changed my number. God, it's just all gone on today. So I changed my number, forgot to tell everyone. And so they've been trying to get hold of me in Slack. This is another social media site, and I'm just like, and my time and my social media time has kicked in. So I've not seen any messages. They've not come through. Anyway, so then I looked at my emails, and I've got an email from Ewan, and Ewan saying, can you give me a call because we want to know what's going on, blah 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 blah, because I've totally forgot. The idea was to go back, but anyway, didn't go back. Anyway, I didn't send in my form to go to the my COVID form, to go to the location tomorrow. Oh, it was absolute. So I didn't send it in, so now I can't go to the COVID thing, to the location tomorrow. Although in my head I'm actually thinking I might go. Should I just go? Should I just rock up? But yeah, anyway, that's another thing, because I don't even think I'd get in anyway. So what happened then? So then I was on the business, which was really, really good. And so we was going through our CVs and stuff, and everybody showed their CV, and mine come up. And I got really, really emotional about all the volunteer stuff that I actually do, because I didn't realise how much I actually do. And I don't know if it was emotional or I got a little bit like, everybody's like, wow, you do a lot, like, you do a lot, as well as do this course and as well as do. And I just kind of was like, I don't know, I just felt a little bit weird. Anyway, so one of the other things that I do is volunteer for a charity, and I made a complaint, and I made a complaint, and it was very, very uncomfortable. But what I realised is how easy it is for people who are vulnerable to be manipulated, and how scary that whole situation can actually be, because it's just like, it's quite scary. It's quite fucking scary how people can, it's just how scary how people can use words to kind of manipulate a person. And from an outsider looking in, listening to that, you'd be like, when someone's trying to explain it, it almost sounds like you're going mad, like, because people are like, well, what do you mean by that? And you can't really explain it, but you felt it. You know that you felt it, and that to you at that specific time, that was real. So, yeah, that was like, wow, that is some pretty fucking scary stuff. And yeah, you know, in the homelessness sector, it is, there's so many vulnerable people, not just in homelessness, you know, in care homes, in schools, in hospitals. There's so many vulnerable people that can be taken advantage of just like that. Just like that. And that's scary. That is so, so scary. So scary. Just like that. Just even, you know, yeah, it's mad. It's absolutely, it's mad. It's a scary world out here. Like, literally a scary world out here. I try not to be Billy Big Balls and kind of like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, because I would never, ever want to come across as, you know, I can do this for you. I'd rather just do it, understand that that's what you need and do it, and not say nothing, not tell you what I do or what I volunteer and do. And I'd rather just not say anything like that, because that I would just like, so I'm quite, what's the word? I'm quite protective of what I do for that one reason. Not just for that reason, but I'm quite protective, not just of me, but like of of other people that you know, I sit in rooms with sometimes. I'm just protective of how, well, I try my best, my very, very best, not to protect that, to protect myself and to protect other people, because and even more so now, because now I can see how easy it is to just like to get into these kind of ropey situations. And it's just, it's that every time I kind of like how you can quite easily leave yourself open and not even notice that you've left yourself open. Like, you know, I am very, very, I think everybody's kind of like me. I'm not saying that I'm like the perfect person, because I'm genuinely not, but just, yeah, I just see how easy it is to be so wide open without, so wide open, and it's exhausting. Like, it's very, very exhausting. Yeah. So anyway, apart from, you know, it's been an eye-opener, and you know, I'm in the business course, I'm doing a lot of personal development. So it's kind of, we're doing one called Gibbs, and, you know, I've started using it. I'm going to use it again today and just try and work through it. I don't really think in that, so there's like an investigation thing going on, and I don't really think I handled it too well, because I think when it comes to homelessness, for me, I think everybody who thinks that they're not vulnerable, they're also vulnerable, because everybody in the world is vulnerable about something. And I think that I get really, really emotional about it, because I think that other people think that they're better than that problem. And yeah, they're better than, and they don't see that, you know, it can quite easily happen to anyone, and it could quite easily happen to them, and that it's just a job what they've got. It's not. It's just a job, and you can lose a job. And if you lose your job, do you lose your life? Do you lose your situation? And it's just that, I think, and I think that people need to have a little bit more respect for the issue, for the situation that people find themselves in, and how easy it is for them to find themselves in that situation, and how easy it is for them to be become vulnerable and be that person. So yeah, I don't think I handled it very well. But yeah, that's a lesson, that's a learning for me. I'm reflecting at the moment, so I can see, I mean, I could see it in the bloody, what's her name, you know, I wrote everything down, what I wanted to say, but still became quite, yeah, I just became quite emotional because I believe that, yeah, it deserves a little bit more respect. And, you know, everybody thinks that you want something more than you do, but in actual fact, I would just like people to just give a shit about people. And you don't do it until you have to do it. It is what it is. But yeah, I'm glad that this situation kind of happened to me and not somebody else. Yeah, that's what I'm glad about. So anyway, I'll just park that there because that's an ongoing issue. And you know, as this as I go on this process over the next 12 weeks, I'm going to do these video reflection blogs of the everyday. So in the Sharp Futures project thing, that day 4, I had to talk about, it was talking about stories about yourself, like transferable skills. So I told a story. I mean, I could have told hundreds of stories, but I told this story about when it was like the end of, it was the very end of me having the shop, and everybody had had enough. I'd had enough. The staff had had enough. You know, slowly but surely they all started to trickle. So from 8 staff, I went down to, I think, 5. And, you know, within weeks, they'd all sort of like dispersed. You know, one went, then another one went the next week. I think in 1 week I lost 2. And then the last one, kind of like it was me and him, and you know, one day he was there and then the next day he posted a fucking sick note through the door in the morning. I was like, what the fuck? I'd only just got onto Just Eat. I was delivering desserts in Manchester. I had to put an advert out on, oh, it was a fucking nightmare. I had to put an advert out on the job centre quite quickly. I got 5 people within days, and I had to run the shop. I had to get them doing stuff that they didn't know how to do. I had to get them delivering to town, and one of them didn't speak English. Oh, it was an absolute fucking nightmare. I had buffets on. I had to get it was fucking Christmas, for God's sake. I had the sandwich shop to run. Everything was made from scratch. It was just an absolute nightmare. I mean, I got through it. And at the end of that, I shut the shop. I was doing that anyway, and I was supposed to work up until Christmas Day, and I think on the 21st of December 2014, I just thought, fuck it, I'm not even going another week. I'm going to shut this shop. I think it was a Sunday. I'm going to shut this shop, and that's it. The Sunday was the last day. Yeah. And then, but when I moved into that shop, I'd left the last shop. I had to sign my lease by the 1st of February 2009, and I just thought, I'm not staying here. But you know, when they'd redone the site up, it was on an industrial estate, they'd redone the site up and they'd put me in the middle, and so the shop was in the middle of all of these fancy offices, but there was no one to captivate. It was at the time when they were going to build, they were going to put the toll bar round a ring road, so people would have to pay to go into Manchester, and it didn't happen like that. At the last minute, where everybody built all these things, and at the last minute they changed it, so none of the offices out of Manchester came out of Manchester and to the outskirts. They stayed in Manchester. So these offices were supposed to be built up and filled, and they didn't get filled. So I then was in the middle of this industrial estate, not near the door where it was before, because it was quite derelict before, but where I was, people would still come in, but where I was now, they'd have to drive in to get to me, and it's just a fucking bore. Like, in the end, I ended up falling out with the site manager. Everything happens for a reason. Falling out with the site manager, I had to sign this, what's the name? In the end, it didn't work. Somebody came up to me. The universe, I swear to God, as I look back on my life now, I think to myself, was this all planned? Because in the December, someone said to me, there is what was it? In the December, someone said to me, there's a shop. Do you want to manage the two? It's in Heaton Chapel. Do you want to manage the two? And I was just like, don't know. But me falling out with the site manager, that happened in the December. So I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And then I thought, the shop. I legged it to the shop. The guy, and it was mad. It was fucking mad how it happened. The guy that owned the shop, owned the butchers, and he was getting rid of the shop, right? He was getting rid of the shop on the same weekend I had to sign that lease. So how it worked was, I should have signed the lease on the 31st of January, which just happened to be a Sunday. No, it just happened to be a Saturday. So I would have had to have had it in on the Monday. On the Saturday, I cleared that whole shop out. On the Saturday, cleared the whole shop out. Whole shop, this brand new shop. I'd cleared it all out, and cleared the shop all out. Oh God, honest to God, cleared it out. I remember it. The whole of the front of the shop looked like a lawn. Cleared the shop out, moved all the stuff down from Denton to Heaton Chapel in a weekend. They were coming out at 3:00 on the Saturday, so we couldn't put anything in until 3:00. And then on the Saturday, as they left, we just had to put everything that had come out of the shop into the new shop. So when we left on Saturday night, it must have been about, 9:00. The shop was backed up. On the Sunday, we got there and had to kind of like just move things out to move things back in. But Monday morning, 7:30 in the morning, we were open. So in a day, we had to get the shop ready. And yeah, and it was an amazing time, even though it was like, you could tell, I read The Alchemist and everything just started to break down. You could tell it was just like a flow, like the universe. Honest to God, as I look back, I remember this. I remember one time I had my cards read in Affleck's Palace, and the guy said, "You've got the star card." That's what he said. I can remember it. Jitem she was only a kid. She was in a buggy, so let's say she was 3. She's 20, nearly 26 now, so 23 years ago. I remember it. I can remember exactly where I was sat, and him saying, you are going to have a bright future, but it's going to be hard. You've got the star card, it's going to be hard. It was almost like, honest to God, being in that shop was, I look back and I think, was it all like planned? Was it all planned? Yeah. Anyway. So this is my blog, and I'm glad that I've started doing it. I'm really, really excited about sharp futures, and yeah, it's been an emotional day. Oh, and also I'm a part of the law centre, so I'm a part of the eviction thing. Yeah, there's a lot going on there, but as this vlog goes on, I'll give a little bit more of what all the other stuff that's going on. So yeah, and breathe.